Well, the stock market has been on somewhat of a roller coaster, I guess, for a while now, right?
Yeah, and bonds appear to be more attractive than stocks, perhaps, at the moment. So today we're asking our money expert, is it time to buy? Dustin Smith from Wealth Enhancement Group. Is it, Dustin? Is it time to buy? Let's just get right into it.
I think it's time to pay attention to bonds again.
Okay.
Okay.
It's been a while,
sure.
right?
Walk us through it. If I'm thinking, look, now's the time, I'm going to invest in bonds, what do I need to know?
Sure. Well, what you need to know is a little bit about the history of what's happened here over the last couple of years, right? So in 2022, one of the things that happened is that the Federal Reserve really started to raise interest rates aggressively, as we all know, to combat inflation. Well, when they did this, what happened was, one of the side effects was that your current bond prices really went down quite a bit in 2022. In fact, if we look at a Bloomberg index that's been around for about 45 years, they had their worst showing in all those 45 years. They were down about 13%, right? So that doesn't sound so great. But at the same breath, what happens is that your yield or your payments that you're getting on your bonds went up quite a bit as well. So finally, people are actually getting paid for owning bonds again, which I think is quite interesting.
I mention this because this is not something that we've really talked about in quite some time. So can you refresh people's memory on where you look when you start thinking about bonds? If you've just been investing in stocks or just in your 401k, where do you start?
Sure. So I think a lot of people have been ignoring bonds really since the financial crisis of the mid-2000s because they really haven't been paying all too terribly much. So this is one of those things that I always tell people, really work with your financial advisor, or if you are going to invest in bonds, be diversified because they are quite different from one another, right? Because they're just not as simple as one might think. That being said, I think if you look inside of 401ks and other types of employer-sponsored plans, they tend to have a really good diversified approach to your bonds. So I really do think, though, that they are worth a second look this year.
Okay, so given everything, because we always talk about you want to diversify your stock portfolio and whatnot, is this a good option right now, or is this just time and place right now? This is just kind of like the current fad.
I don't think it's a current fad. I mean, we might be at an inflection point right now where bonds might be looking slightly more attractive than stocks, right? So that might be a short-lived thing, right? Usually stocks over a very long period of time, we would expect to do better than bonds, given the amount of risk that you are taking. That being said, for folks, especially that are more conservative investors that are looking to increase their yield or their income payments that they receive from investments, I think bonds are finally now attractive again and worth a second look.
Okay, worth a second look, but don't go just making giant changes to your portfolio.
Absolutely. This is not an all or nothing type of a thing, right?
Yeah.
So, we're just wanted to bring it to people's attention because we haven't seen bond prices or the yields on bonds change this dramatically in literally over a decade.
Do you think that's something that we will see moving forward in, say, like the next, 2 to 3, 4, 5 years?
Yeah. I think it really is dependent on what the Federal Reserve is going to be doing. So I think one of the reasons why yields have gone up this quickly is because the Federal Reserve has raised rates aggressively. I think there's a lot of talk about the Federal Reserve holding back on raising rates probably the latter part of 2023. So do I anticipate that they'll raise rates for years and years to come? Likely not.
All right. Dustin Smith from Wealth Enhancement, thank you for this very exciting bond talk today.
Yes, absolutely. You'll remember it.